Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into the literal echoes of ancient Mesopotamia to explore one of history's absolute greatest musical treasures. We're going on a journey thousands of years back in time, right to the cradle of civilization, to uncover a story that's not just about artifacts, but about deeply rooted human expression.
Let's kick things off with a pretty wild question. What did music actually sound like 4,500 years ago? Seriously, take a second and imagine trying to hum a melody that was first played long before pianos, violins, or guitars were even a thought. It's a totally different world of sound, right? And yet, it is the foundation of literally everything we listen to today.
This story really spans millennia. We'll jump from the absolute height of the ancient city of Ur around 2500 BCE, fast forward to a thrilling 1920s archaeological dig, and finally arrive at a modern-day resurrection of that ancient sound. It's a massive, sweeping narrative about humanity's relentless need to create art. Section 1. Discovery Beneath the Sand, Sir Leonard Woolley's 1920s excavation.
So, picture this. It's the 1920s, and Woolley and his team are digging deep at the Royal Cemetery of Ur. Just imagine these spectacular royal tombs lying in the silent, dark earth for 4,500 years, just waiting to be found. Over 4 millennia of complete silence. And down there, packed securely among gold jewelry, weapons, and imposing statues, they stumbled upon the remains of several beautifully decorated stringed instruments.
Now obviously, time takes a toll. The wood of the instruments had completely decayed over those millennia. But here's the crazy part. The gleam of the precious materials remained perfectly preserved right there in the dirt. The gold, silver, lapis lazuli, and shell essentially left a ghost-like footprint in the soil. That footprint allowed experts to reconstruct their breathtaking original appearance. And let me tell you, when this was revealed, it absolutely stunned the archaeological world.
Section 2. The Ancient City of Ur, a Cradle of Civilization. To really grasp what these instruments mean, we have to look at who made them. The Sumerians created one of the world's earliest civilizations, and their societal achievements were honestly staggering. They developed early writing, built these massive, magnificent temples called ziggurats, established highly advanced cities, and made incredible breakthroughs in math and astronomy. But they didn't stop at science and architecture. No, they elevated music to a vital art form. It was a daily necessity that accompanied religious ceremonies, vibrant royal celebrations, festivals, and deeply personal moments like funerals.
Section 3. Crafting the Golden Lyres, Masterpieces of Ancient Craftsmanship.
These weren't just everyday tools. The way they were built was a highly specialized, multi-step process. Step 1 involved carving the intricate frame from carefully selected wood. Step 2 meant painstakingly covering it with sheets of gold and inlaying precious stones. And Step 3, brace yourself for this one, involved stretching animal intestines tightly across the frame to create the tension needed for musical notes. This process required an exceptional level of skill, making these items absolute luxuries reserved only for royalty and the highest temples.
And the materials they used were just astonishing. We're talking gold sheets, silver, shell, red limestone, and deep blue lapis lazuli. The goal here wasn't just to play a tune, they wanted visually spectacular centerpieces that boldly communicated their vast wealth and power.
The lengths they went to get these materials is pretty mind-boggling. That deep blue lapis lazuli, it traveled all the way from distant Afghanistan just to adorn these instruments. Just think about the dangerous journey of that stone across ancient trade networks, all to create a stunning decoration, like, say, a flowing, vibrant blue beard for a golden bull.
Which actually brings us perfectly to the most famous artifact of the bunch, the golden bull-headed lyre. Its design features this heavily impressive golden bull's head. So why a bull? Well, to the Sumerians, bulls symbolized immense strength, unquestionable power, and divine protection. This lyre was specifically meant to project absolute authority and divine favor to anyone lucky enough to hear it played in the royal court.
But the artistry definitely doesn't stop at the gold head. Right below it are these beautifully intricate, really mysterious decorative panels. They show animals acting entirely like humans, playing music, serving food, and participating in scenes that experts believe represent complex religious beliefs or stories about the afterlife. Even after 4.5 millennia, examining these artistic details is just breathtaking.
Section 4. Music for the Afterlife. Buried with Royalty.
So why were these incredibly expensive instruments buried in dark, silent tombs alongside royalty?
Well, music, religion, and royal authority were deeply intertwined in Sumerian culture. In religious rituals, music's purpose was all about honoring the gods. In the royal courts, it soundtracked ceremonies and grand diplomatic events. But at funerals, it served a profound eternal purpose, accompanying rulers on their afterlife journeys.
It's a fascinating contrast. In life, highly respected professional musicians used music to communicate directly with divine beings. Priests basically believed it bridged the gap to the divine. But in death, historians believe the Sumerians expected this music to continue seamlessly. The lyres accompanied rulers on their final journey to symbolize eternal celebration and divine protection. So it wasn't just a physical artifact you were buried with, it was considered a necessary spiritual tool for eternity.
Section 5. Recreating a lost sound. Echoes from the cradle of civilization.
So let's pull ourselves back to the present day. While no one knows exactly how ancient Sumerian melodies were originally performed, there's no sheet music left behind from 2500 BCE, modern musicians have meticulously recreated the physical appearance of the lyres and really experimented with their sound. These modern reconstructions give us a truly rare opportunity to experience literal echoes from the dawn of civilization. It provides a super fascinating auditory glimpse into one of humanity's very earliest musical traditions.
And that brings us to this incredibly powerful idea: voices from the dawn of civilization. Before grand concert halls, before orchestras, or perfectly recorded music on our phones, humanity shared this fundamental, basic need to gather, celebrate, worship, and express emotions through sound. The Lyres of Ur leave us with the powerful realization that creativity and music have always been a core part of the human experience. It's united us since the very beginning. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final thought to ponder. If the beautiful music of the Sumerians was meant to ring out for eternity in the afterlife, what melodies of ours do you think will echo 4,500 years from now? Thanks so much for joining me on this incredible journey.